Hey guys, um, I'm back. That's pretty much the gist of it. Um, to those who remember, and it's not like I was fucking famous and that type of shit, but yeah, I used to post videos a couple of years back, um, talking about various issues and stuff like that, but mostly it was like video game related type stuff. And basically, some shit went down in my life, and I kind of took off, kind of thing. Um, well, basically, then this is getting into why I'm actually going to start putting videos on again. It's I discovered that I have a mental illness, and like I've been diagnosed with a whole bunch of things over the years, from like bipolar disorder to borderline personality. But really, what I think I've really got is probably more just manic depression, which is sort of bipolar anyway, I guess. But yeah. So I what I've been doing since I've been away is been working on a blog, like a WordPress blog, which I'll put a link somewhere eventually. Um, and basically chronicling my adventures through life with a real mental disease. And um, well, basically, for so many years when I was younger, and it's the same for so many people, is that I was basically self-medicating. I smoked a lot of pot and drank a lot of alcohol and did a lot of things that I'm not necessarily proud of. Um, and I kind of hit a point one day when I decided, well, I really want something. I really want better for myself. And so I started to, because I've been bottling it all up for so long, like so many people do. It's like the best way to describe it is like if you're in a room full of people and you still feel completely alone. That was kind of how I felt. And I decided that well, enough was enough because things were getting really dark for me. And like looking at something like suicide as a real option, and I didn't want to die, and so I decided to do the one thing I've really found very hard to do, which is to actually just talk about all the things I've been bottling up for so long. And so tried the whole medication thing, and that's not for me because I'm a very passionate person, very emotional person, and I like to think I'm a writer. Like I write a lot of everything, and when I was on medication, I can never find one that quite worked for me as well. But it stifled everything that I loved about being me, which is the not being manic per se, but the energy and the excitement, the enthusiasm, and all that sort of thing. And so I just went from doctor to doctor trying to find the right treatment for me, and nothing really worked. So I decided to stop. So I stopped taking all the tablets and started to explore other means of, say, controlling my moods. And look, I won't lie, I'm not really there yet, but I'm in a position now where I feel that I can share my experiences with other people. And look, I'm not looking to get back on YouTube to get famous or even any of that type of nonsense, but what I've worked out through my own experience is that well, a lot of people suffer in silence, or they do what I did: reach out in a blog. It's anonymous and it's safe and it's a way to vent how you're feeling. And I suppose really what this is about is to well put myself out there because I have like anxiety problems and that sort of thing, and I don't really react too well with crowds unless I'm under the influence of something, whether it be booze or whatever. And so I was decided, well, you know what? I thought, fuck it. I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to put myself out there and um, just reach out. Because look, the purpose of this is well to let people know that you're not alone in all of this sort of stuff, and that there are other people who know how you feel, and that um, yeah, you can talk, you can. I found it, I find it 1,000 times easier to talk to a complete stranger. Like I see a psychologist every 2 weeks, and I, I share with her things that I can never tell my friends or my family or anything like that. And ideally, I'll be in a situation one day where I can really share who I really am with people. But at the moment, I'm not there. But I'm 1,000 times better than I used to be. Got the alcohol under control. Pretty much stopped, apart from occasional times when I have to vent because naturally I bottle things up, and so I'm fairly pent up. Like, I'm not an aggressive person, but I have an aggressive sort of personality, if that makes sense. And I just decide because, well, look, I grew up in an ideal household, so to speak. Not that things were terrible, but they weren't great either. And there was a lot of alcohol and drug use from my parents' side and from my friends, and so and you take on traits from these people who become your peers as you grow up. And so I decided, and that's who I became for a long, long time. Lots of casual sex, lots of drinking, lots of waking up in the morning completely ashamed of what I did the night before, or blissfully unaware of what I've done. And I decided that, well, I didn't want to be that guy. I was the guy in my old group of friends, the guy who everyone would feed into, like, as in, get out of more drinks. Yeah. And I come to realize they weren't really my friends. I was just like a laughing stock. People made fun. People were like my friends, but they were really just laughing at me. And I didn't realize that until the last year or so, when I really analysed my behaviour and the behaviour of the people around me. It was when what I really needed at that time from a friend, is to someone to say, what's wrong? Or, Adam, you've had enough. And I never really got that, so that's why the therapy's great. And that's basically the reason that I'm here, is to share my experiences and talk about whatever I feel like talking about. Like my old videos, a lot of them about video games, and I'm still going to talk about them because I love that shit. Like, I'm a very out and proud nerd, and I love my comics and all my nerdy stuff. I'm especially dorky about, like, Doctor Who and that sort of stuff. But primarily, this will be a platform for me to discuss issues and stigmas, and because the biggest thing for me with sharing my struggles with the world, which I started with my blog and I'm going to continue with this thing, is the whole stigma thing. It's people think you're strange and you're weird, but you know what? I am strange and I am a little weird, but I like that. I am how I am, and that's the one thing I've gotten out of the whole experience, is that I've learned to be comfortable with who I am. So, yeah. Fans of my old videos will know I don't have a format. I don't really plan anything in advance, so I tend to rant on and ramble a little bit. But I'm going to try and get better at it as I get along. But at the moment, because this is new, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to keep it up, but the plan at the moment is to give it a crack and see what happens. So yeah, hopefully in time, I'll be able to hear back from you guys about your experiences with, it could be with mental illness or drug abuse or whatever. Because look, the one thing I can't bullshit, so to speak. Look, I'm the king of talking shit, and my friends all know that. But I have to be honest with myself and with the world, which is, well, I'll never really be clean of anything because I have an addictive personality. So I label myself as, well, basically an addict. I love to smoke marijuana, and what I loved about smoking pot was just being numb and being able to laugh about stupid shit. But everyone, you become a slave of these substances, in some way. Not that they're addictive, but it's the habitual side of it. It's the come home from work and have a couple of cones or whatever else it is. And so for me, part of getting better was being able to acknowledge that I wasn't happy and that I had a problem. And that's kind of what I'll hope to be able to communicate through these videos. And hopefully that I'll be able to hear back from you guys too. And we can work through all this together. Because you're not alone, and you don't have to be if you don't want to be. Even though it's 1,000 times safer to stay private and secret. It really is. It's so much safer. But through the blog, I've learnt to open up. And it's 1,000 times easier with a stranger. And yeah. So the gist of it all is, well, next week or so, whenever I feel like it, I'm going to start actually posting videos that have a theme. Like one week I might talk about depression or unemployment or what I call wearing a mask, which is adapting parts of your personality in order to fit in with everyone else. And deep down inside, it's you kind of resent people for that because it's like you're putting on a show just so that other people don't think you're a freak or whatever. And so, yeah, I'm going to throw myself out there, and I'm going to try my best to ignore the trolls, and because they piss me off sometimes, which is of course their goal, but still, I'm going to end this thing now, but hopefully I'll speak to you guys soon, and we'll see how this goes, and yeah, so until next time.